Chapo, let's go.
Baseball crank. Baseball crank.
Okay, we are back. Episode 9. It's me, Will Menaker, and I'm joined, as always, with Matt Chrisman.
Sup, folks?
And Felix Biederman.
Hey, everybody.
So, guys, how you doing? How was your week?
I did do pause squats with 3 plates on both sides today.
Awesome. I definitely know what that means.
Yeah,
Matt, how about you?
That's totally cool. I squatted a lot of nachos into my face.
Awesome. Well, I guess the main thing that happened to us this week was we got to see our baseball crank meme basically proliferate all over the internet and basically dominate all of our feeds for about 5 or 6 solid days, and it's still going on. The baseball crank face.
Eat your heart out, Benny Johnson. We made more internet in one day than you have in your entire miserable life.
That's right, bitch.
But the baseball crank thing went insane this week, and it actually we got press coverage. So to open the show in our Chapo press clips, there were 2 articles written this week about the baseball crank phenomenon that we started. And we deserve 100% of credit for. There was an article in the Daily Dot that summarized it, but there was also an article a couple days later in this website called Law 360, and I want to read from this article because unlike the Daily Dot article, which was very good, it was by let me bring it up. Jay Hathaway covered us in the Daily Dot, and we'll link to it. But the reason I want to talk about the Law 360 one is what I like about that is that this is clearly a website only for people in the legal profession, and I like that we ended up getting covered in it. So
hell yeah!
I'm just gonna I want to read now from the Law 360 article about the baseball crank phenomenon because they actually talk to the real baseball crank. So Daniel A. McLaughlin, counsel at Sidley Austin LLP in New York, has stitched together an impressive resume. Veteran securities litigator, widely published writer, politically conservative mega critic of Donald Trump, an unwilling viral sensation on Twitter. Those last 2 items are recent phenomena that gained huge amounts of online attention this week as Trump all but locked up the GOP nomination. And then it said, more unexpectedly, however, the avid Mets fan found himself at the center of a derisive internet meme based on the avatar for his Twitter handle, @BaseballCrank. The avatar is a bespectacled baseball with a get-off-my-lawn facial expression.
That's one way to put it. The rigors of agony and ecstasy, some sort of
no, you're right.
Combination of like a guy coming with a fire poker up his ass would be more
Matt
accurate,
is right.
I think.
That a get off my lawn facial expression is one way to describe it. Another way to describe it is, quote, the anguished rictus of the Republican anti-Trump people, co-host Matt Chrisman reportedly said.
Yeah,
and
reportedly.
Matt,
they fuckers didn't even listen to the show.
Yeah, they just read the Daily Dot article and sort of like cribbed from that. But this exact quote was also in the Daily Dot article. So Matt, you were quoted in 2 news sources this week, and you've made the anguish rictus. That's
my new catchphrase. Look for it on Saturday Night Live next year, coming from the mouth of Horatio Sands. He's back, and he's going to be the face of the anguish rictus. I have to say that I really enjoyed being quoted in here because I know this, like we said, this is a trade website for actual lawyers, and I think of all of the thousands of people who spent like half a decade in law school and went into 6-figure debt. And me, who spent 4 years studying feelings and expressing myself at bullshit liberal college, has been quoted extensively in this publication before any of them have. So suck it, everybody.
Well, I mean, I would like to say that, like, the rest of the other 2/3 of the Chapo Trap House acknowledge that feelings and expression are gay. But congratulations, Matt.
Thank you. I'm really proud.
And if you today, we're recording on Mother's Day, obviously. If you did not get your mom an anguished rictus Matt Chrisman T-shirt, like she might as well have not had you. Like you tell
I'm
your
fairly
mom.
confident. I'm fairly confident I'll never have a child. So for me, the phrase "anguish rictus" will be my baby, my precious spawn.
It'll be on your tombstone with the baseball crank face.
Well, absolutely. I've already made those arrangements. It's like, as Jared Leto said about playing the Joker, it's like giving birth out of your prick hole. And I'm giving birth to the anguished grimace, or the anguished rictus on the face of the baseball crank out of my prick hole.
Sorry, so I want to read just a little bit more from this article. It says, fueled by liberal schadenfreude, the avatar has been digitally inserted countless times into famous scenes of pain and madness.
That's a beautiful piece of writing.
That is a great, yeah.
Like this, from what I understand from people I know in the legal profession, this is like basically a scam website that exists to get like patronage from law firms. So I give them credit. That's really nice writing.
And also another thing they did is that they did link to Oddhack at Oddhack on Twitter. He did a Storify that I think collects most of the really good ones of the baseball crank meme. So check that out for him. He was the one who really curated like all of them, and he that's the go-to for like the definitive baseball crank meme canon. But again, at the end of the article, they actually talk to Mr. Baseball Crank himself, Daniel McLaughlin. And he says, it's important to be able to use platforms of social media to spread the message, says McLaughlin, who writes for Red State, The Weekly Standard, and other right-leaning publications. Dude, he writes for every right-leaning publication. He writes for, like, The Federalist and he's all over the place. He's done a lot with a little. But and then finally they ask him about the meme. And he says, as for the meme, McLaughlin declined to comment on why people might find it amusing, because obviously he was, the part of his brain that processes humor has been lobotomized long ago. And he said
Dad kicked it out of him.
He only would say that he has blocked the people who tweet the photoshopped image of the avatar at his account. This is his only comment that he makes about it. They can do whatever they want, he said. I just don't see the value of tweeting this stuff at me. And then this is my favorite. He says, McLaughlin, who represents financial institutions facing investor class actions.
So basically, it's like a human shit pile. Just a garbage. Even if he didn't have horrible views, he actually makes the world worse in his day-to-day life.
He represents securities firms, facing class action from their investors. And then he says quickly, he declined to predict whether the meme is likely to fizzle out quickly. I have no idea. People get bored easily, he said, but once they latch on to something, they might keep at it for any period of time. Either way, he added, I've got more important things to worry about. And
no, you don't. No, you don't. This is the biggest. This is the biggest fucking thing that has ever happened to you in your entire life, except for when your dad allegedly, on some type of alternative timeline, killed Malcolm X at the behest of Nation of Islam. Go fuck yourself. This is the pinnacle of your life, Dan.
We made you, bitch. We made you. I just wanted to say that. He did one tweet where he linked to the Daily Dot thing, and he goes, "Oh, the lady who made my avatar should get royalties." And then Sean Davis, the guy we've spoken of on the podcast before,
oh my god, I can't believe I forgot about this.
The guy with 700 rows of razor sharp teeth in his mouth, commented by saying, "Those people don't appear to be unhinged at all." So we've been officially sarcastically called unhinged by the editor of the Federalist.
By one of the weirdest people alive.
If we're unhinged, what the fuck does that make Sean Davis?
Oh my god, I don't even. A guy who has 15 industrial staples in his dick at any given moment.
The guy who's there are just swarms of horseflies going in and out of his attic, and people keep asking him why he has a collection of children's shoes in his basement.
Allegedly,
yeah.
A human with gills.
Satirically.
You can joke about that, but there are a few conservatives who genuinely, literally have the Innsmouth look, and Trey Gowdy is one, and and fucking Sean Davis is another one. Those guys have the Innsmouth
my god.
look. Their parents copulated with deathless sea creatures. There's no question.
Pretty much everyone except for MDMA Hemingway. He's a fucking straight up dime.
Allegedly. This is again, folks. This is only in our mind castle. This is just on this show. We imagine things for comedic potential.
On Earth 2.0, the different Earth.
Yeah. Chapo exists in like a parallel reality.
It's like DC. It's like the DC Crisis on Infinite Earths. It's one of the other Earths. It's the one where Spider-Man's like a bad guy or whatever.
So but Baseball Crank has obviously blocked all of us, but I did get to see some funny reactions because people who are fans of him were like asking him about it, and he was like, well, my mentions have been pretty interesting this week, folks. And I saw one guy, oh God bless him, God bless his heart, just said, I've been a fan of yours for years now. I love your writing, and what has happened to your avatar this week is beyond words. And then
beyond
Matt, I love that you replied to that guy. I think you replied to him. Actually, the words you're looking for are extremely cool and good.
Okay. Can I just say that like Baseball Crank has like implied that Michael Brown had it coming to be shot by Darren Wilson. You know, you women, like, no women should get abortions and should die instead. Like, just all this awful shit, the Iraq War, fucking everything. And just by making fun of the silly cartoon that he uses for his avatar.
Not even his real face.
Right, a stupid cartoon, not his stupid face. And,
his face is stupid, though.
They say
his face is so stupid.
His face is really stupid. If his avatar is a get off the lawn face, his actual face is a get off on the lawn face. But what we did was just, we're like, hey, this is a really fucking silly picture. What if we put it in a lot of silly situations? And these people respond like we went to his house and just like scrawled a swastika and human shit on his walls, like pointed a gun at him.
And it really kind of brought a lot of things together because this weekend I was also chastised by BuzzFeed Andrew. I was pointing out because Brendan James, a friend of the show and world-class tweeter, had responded to an idiotic Meghan McCain tweet about how the Republican Party needed to get rid of, the sort of insane infestation of Trumpism by just linking to the headline of John McCain nominating Sarah Palin as vice president. A great own. And then her and BuzzFeed Andrew are just tutting about how mean that was. And I just pointed out, how dare the trolls point out that Palin paved the way for Trump and was the fault of the father of this absolute no talent who only has a job because of who her father is. There's no question about that. No one would argue that point. And and BuzzFeed Andrew says to me, that's not very nice. And I think that there's if we could, and the Baseball Crank thing funnels into this. If there's sort of a raison d'etre for Chapo Trap House, it's that the things these people are advocating, the people we make fun of, are actually awful. They literally make people's lives worse. They kill people in the real world. But because they live in this fantasy coffee house, conversational, they imagine anyway that they live in this fantasy salon where everybody's polite and everybody's in the club, that when the rubes and the hill folks and the great unwashed come and tell them to gargle balls, that is the real transgression against manners. But we're here to say that the real transgression is the shit that they fucking advocate. And us calling them no talents and idiots and fucking nepotism cases is just trying to fucking ingest a little bit of reality into the proceedings.
That is true, but I mean, I actually do. If I could go back to Baseball Crank for a second and what he said at the end of that article about, like, it's hard to say whether this will fizzle out or people get bored easily. I want to sort of agree with him in this, and I wanted to. We've talked about the Baseball Crank 2 weeks in a row now. It went insane, but I think, like, I brought it up today to officially put it to bed.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Done.
Like, I think, like,
we don't want to end up. We do not want to be Ted Cruz is the Zodiac Killer.
Exactly. Like, I do not want to see fucking Josh Barrow or Matt Iglesias tweeting a Baseball Crank image.
If there's a Vox explainer, we have failed.
Yeah. They'll fuck it up. They'll fuck it up though. They'll be like, this was Sean Hannity's avatar.
Like, there's nothing worse than a meme that has gotten too dank.
Yeah.
You know, and I never want Chapo Trap House to be associated with something that is not funny or completely cutting edge. So, to our fans, like, I think I would like to put the Baseball Crank meme to bed, but to say the only place I want to see the baseball crank image is in real life. Is on the streets.
We're making the transition to meat space.
Yeah, exactly. We have stickers on the way, and maybe that'll be our first merchandising opportunity with the show is to start selling baseball crank stickers. But yeah, just get it up, put it on the subway, put it on windows, fucking mailboxes, just wherever you live, make posters, get it out there. But especially if you're in Manhattan, really get all city there, because if he sees it in real life,
it'll break his brain. I think
it'll end him. Basically what I'm saying is that stars that burn the brightest burn out the fastest. So let's have this just collapse into a super massive black hole that is just the insides of the actual real baseball crank.
And this has been started already. I have a friend named Kurt who lives in Milwaukee, and he printed out flyers. And it's the big old baseball crank, and then it's got the little tags that you pull off on the bottom that are all little baseball cranks. And
he's brilliant.
Apparently got that taped up all over the city of Milwaukee. And that's the kind of thing we're looking for.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Milwaukee, that's great. But again, if you're in Manhattan, particularly Midtown Manhattan, where I know he works, definitely get it up there. But get it off my Twitter feed, because I'm fucking sick of it.